I'm so excited to be doing this series with y'all. I just want to let y'all know that for sure. Like, because even if you're an introvert, you can definitely build a personal brand. Let me tell you, because
everything I do it with a passion. If I gotta be
I am Xandria, and on this channel I talk about Black women topics, business growth tips, and I share my personal growth journey. Let's get into it. Firstly, I just want to let you know that being an introvert is not a bad thing at all. It's actually quite a superpower, because that means being an introvert is not a bad thing at all. You can definitely be successful and an introvert, and you'll probably be surprised at how many people, successful, wealthy people are introverts. Still can build a brand that is fabulous and one of a kind. I'm actually going to be reading from my phone. I pre-wrote it and I'm looking at the screen, and I'm going to just read from my phone. Number 1, do what comes easy to you and what does not make you nervous to talk about. Do IG lives, and if you're not confident on camera just yet, I used to be that way, where girl, who's doing the IG live, because I don't like talking, barely like talking to people. So you want me to just be on here in an empty room? And what I've noticed is when you're talking about stuff that you love and what you enjoy, it comes easy to you. You will not get nervous. Like me talking on this camera, talking about being an introvert, I love talking from that perspective. The topics that I love talking about is Black women things. I could talk all day about being a Black woman, navigating society as a Black woman, Black equity, journaling, things I love and enjoy. I noticed as an introvert, it was easy for me to talk about them things with others and get on IG live or go to networking events. So just talk about what you love and enjoy, and don't try to force it. But definitely watch my video, which I will link up here or in the comments, of how to be confident on camera as an introvert and what I did, and giving you those steps. 2, reach out and collab with people. And before you reach out and ask for something, make sure that you're supporting. And I say to strategically support people, but also be authentic and be very intentional with it. Because people know when you just reaching out or starting to show love to ask for something. But be authentic in these types of collabs that you are wanting to do. Make sure is a relationship that you want to build and grow up on, and that you want to continuously do collabs with. Collab with people that you are comfortable with, that you feel like you can be yourself, and they represent what you represent as well. So don't just go collaborating with everybody, because everybody might not have your vision or believe what you believe. So when you're building your personal brand, think about that as well. Be very strategic in who you support and very intentional about who you support and collab with. You also want to make sure that you're networking in real life and building your personal brand in real life. And I made a video about strategically networking with others, and I'll link that somewhere in here. How to, well, not strategically networking, but networking as an introvert. And I also gave some virtual networking events that I love going to that are very introvert friendly. So you can check those out as well. Number 3, share your story. Now, you don't have to get too personal. I am a very private person. A lot of people are always like, when I do share that I'm a wife, they're surprised that I am married. I like to keep my personal life private. You don't have to share everything, because sharing I want you to know that when you share a lot, you're making yourself available. I don't know if available is a word. You're making yourself available to get it, for people to attack those things. So I always say, protect what you love, and you don't have to share too much, or you can just share. Before you share something personal, make sure you don't care if people come and attack it. So that's what I live by. But you can always share your story. I always love to share my self-acceptance journey. I always like to share, like, when I'm going through stuff or when I don't believe in myself. I do just don't come off as fake. I share enough. Think about what content you would have loved to seen for whatever. Yeah, think about the content that you would have loved to see when you were growing up, or what you wish was available to you when you were growing up, what you needed. For me, I would have loved to seen a video of why being an introvert is a superpower and not such a negative thing. I would love to have seen, how to start a business with no money. Like, what do you do? Like, what do I need to do to stand out from the crowd? Or how did I grow? How to start accepting yourself, how God made you. So think of things you would have wanted to see or heard, and share those relatable stories to your audience of how you got through it, how you overcome struggle. And I want to make it a point that you do not need to show your struggle if you don't want to. But if you feel like your struggle will inspire somebody else, then share it. But it's nothing wrong with always showing the happy times. Because be honest, do you want to get on social media and see struggles? So that's where it goes into sharing your story. Your story is very powerful. I don't care how boring you think it is. I used to think my story was boring, but a lot of people resonate with it and they tell me that I inspire them. And the goal is always to be impactful in helping specifically Black women thrive. For me personally. Number 4, just be yourself. Be the way that God made you to be. I made you a certain way for a reason. You're uniquely you, and that is your superpower. Remember that. You may get caught up in comparing yourself to others, but don't. You can always look at people to be inspired, but do not copy. Do not copy. Just be yourself. There's always something very unique about you that nobody else has, and what who's ever watching and listening to you loves about you. You don't want to try to be that person for everybody, but the people that you are for, they will love when you're showing yourself, being yourself. I noticed that when I get on IG Lives, I'm a very goofy and funny person. When I start doing that stuff, people be like, oh, Alexandra, you're so funny. I love watching your lives when you're just you and you're relaxed. And, I love seeing this side of you, show it more. And that's what I try to do. And that comes naturally to me. I don't have to force it. It's going to happen. Okay? So just be you. Don't force it. You're perfectly imperfect, perfect, whatever I'm trying to say. The way you are is enough. Number 5, be intentional about what you are putting out to the world and make sure it's something that you care about. Before I even post anything, I always answer 3 things. Is this going to help someone? Is this harmful to somebody? Is this going to inspire? And if my answer to the harmful is no, I will not post it. But think of those 3 things and answer those questions. Like, how is this going to help somebody? Is this going to benefit somebody? Am I going to be harming somebody if I put this out? What am I doing with this piece of content? Take your time and don't rush and just put anything out there. Quality over quantity. Take your time. It's not a race, it's a marathon. I think people get caught up in trying to just do so much and just get it out there. I just need to be consistent. But if you look at my pages, I'm not on my Instagram every day. I'm not talking about anything every day. But if you go to my page, you see quality content, and you're always going to get something from it. You're going to leave with inspiration. Are you going to leave with some tips? Are you going to leave with a laugh? And protect your character. Stay true to your word. Your word is everything, and your character is everything. So make sure that you're showing up. I can't stress enough, just showing up as you. Don't come as a fake person. Don't try to mimic what others are doing because it's working for them. Do what works for you, and you will go far. Your community will go. Your personal brand will go. The right brands will reach out to you to work with you. Once you start doing these steps, your community will grow and people will start to engage with you. Your target audience will start to engage with you. You'll start having fun doing content. And once I started having fun doing content, I noticed content came to me easily of what I wanted to create. So with building your personal brand as an introvert, you do not have to do just too much. Just show up as yourself. Do what makes you comfortable. Start to itch your way into putting yourself out there more. Don't Don't do too much if it's going to cause you anxiety. I used to be like that, but I will say this: when you start to feel the most uncomfortable with discernment, go for it. I was the most uncomfortable with going to networking events. Did it, and I have built long-term relationships in a community. I was the most uncomfortable with going on IG Live, but here I am on camera talking to people. I have done public speaking events, and I go on IG Live, and I'm not as nervous. I do get nervous, but I'm not as nervous. So what I mean is, like, go towards the uncomfortability, build your personal brand, remember the vision, and you got this. You got this. You can definitely do this as an introvert, especially if you are an introvert that is a Black woman. And people love to support an underdog. They love to support an underdog. They love to be with you on your journey. And when you make it to it's not even the end, but when you make it to what you envision yourself being at, and it's actually coming to fruition, trust me, them people will they're going to want to keep you going and growing. So they're going to keep supporting you. People can't support you if you're not moving forward, if you're not taking those initiatives and taking those steps. So keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward no matter what. 1 like, 2 comments, 2 story views, somebody watching you. And the people that are watching you, they telling somebody else about you. So those are my tips and a little bit of encouragement on how to build a personal brand as an introvert from the Black woman's perspective. If you have any questions that you would like for me to expand more on in the video or in the comment section, please comment down below. I also have a ebook, if you want to check it out, about building your brand aesthetic on a budget with little to no money. And you can click the link in bio or scan right here to learn more about it. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Pull up score when I want to. Best thing that's to have. They be trying to count me out though. I'm just counting blessings. A real woman by the pay. Niggas don't know where I came from.